kid's not lazy, my kid's not defiant, my kid wants to learn, my kid wants to go to school, but something is preventing that, and what is it?
At Dearborn Academy, we get to work with a number of students and families whose lives have been upended by school avoidance. These are students who desperately want to come to school and can't figure out why they can't will themselves out of bed in the morning or get out of the car if they make it to the school parking lot. Lots of times their caregivers have had to quit their jobs in order to stay home for their students. Traditional interventions like using a school truancy officer or limiting screen time have not worked and only add to the sense of helplessness and confusion and shame that these students and families feel. And at Dearborn, we've become really expert in working with school avoidance students to rebuild trust and integrate them back into school.
When she first came to Dearborn to look at it, she wouldn't even come in the building. Like, she was that hesitant, and today she drove herself to school. Like, I mean, she literally, and we live in New Hampshire, so she drove an hour to get here. That's how much she loves this place.
When a student is having a stress response, and that's a fight, flight, or freeze response, right, they start to perceive that school is a stressor that they want to avoid.
And so here at Dearborn, when we are welcoming new students into our community, we're being really cognizant of the experiences that they've had and the goals that they're setting for each day that they come in. We, as a teaching team and as a clinical team, are constantly collaborating on our understanding of the students, including their strengths, their areas of interests. What that looks like in the long term is our ability to kind of use our restorative practices, our ability to kind of slow down and accommodate students and modify things so that it feels good at a pace that makes sense for them.
My kid is thriving. She is thriving. She is growing. She is getting healthy. She is buying into the process. She is accessing academics since, for the first time since 5th grade. She's in 9th grade. She hasn't been accessing academics for 4 years. And now all of a sudden she is. It's a game changer.
Kids really want to learn and they want to be in school, but there's these barriers that get in the way of that.
And our job is to kind of gently expose them and remind them that school is not a stressor. And by doing that, we get to help their brains remember and map down that school is a safe place. And we're going to help them retrain their brains to be able to walk back into school and re-engage in learning and be able to see school as a wonderful place that they want to be again.
I think when we did the tour, Quentin came out of the tour once we got him into the school, because actually someone came to the parking lot and convinced him that we'll just do a simple tour, and they're totally laid back, and it was I just stayed back. I was like, I don't want to wreck this. And when the tour was over, Quentin said to me, I said, what did you think? And he said, he's like, I kind of like it. He's like, they get me. I think they get me.
It's not just me as the school clinician that's going out to the car and encouraging the student to come in. We're kind of using all of the folks to their strengths. And so building relationships with many different people in the school. That way, when your student does eventually start to feel like they can come in, it's not like now they just only know Hannah or they only know me.
I think one of the most central beliefs of our teaching team is that students have the ability, that students are capable, students are smart, and students can do these really hard things. And we are sort of the guide to give them the tools to access academics again and help them feel really good.
Our kids, in the long game, are the most resilient, brave. Their perseverance skills are just bigger, and I have no doubt that these kids are going to thrive as adults. They're heroes. These kids are heroes.